Today, I would like to share with you the process I use to select a customized combination of herbs to address anxiety complaints. The reason I think it's important to share this process with you is because herbal medicine is unique in this regard. Instead of treating symptoms and prescribing something to suppress these symptoms, we look at the big physiological patterns that contribute to the anxiety and balance these. In this task, we rely on pattern diagnosis, which is a unique feature of Chinese herbal medicine. There is a finite number of these diagnostic patterns, and over centuries, herbalists developed strategies that effectively resolve these patterns. We can take any complicated clinical presentation and break it down into these recognizable patterns. The advantage of this approach lies in the fact that we can always recognize something known and treatable in what seems like a complicated and challenging clinical picture. Tongue diagnosis is one of the essential elements that allow us to recognize these patterns. The tongue is a map that shows the relationships between organs, and it gives us an idea about the status of fluids and blood in the body, where energy may stagnate, and so on. Understanding these processes and relationships, in essence, is what pattern diagnosis is. So without any further ado, let me share some facts about this case, and then we'll examine the tongue. This case involves a 40-year-old male whose chief complaint is anxiety. He has a lot of pressure at work and experiences anxiety almost to the level of panic attacks. He is a self-described hypochondriac. Additionally, he has high-pitched tinnitus for the past 15 years, which becomes more noticeable at night. He also has digestive complaints. He feels bloated and often experiences heartburn after meals, so he has to be very careful not to overeat. Additionally, he has low energy and often experiences brain fog. All his pulses manifest mostly on the deep level, and the pulses that relate to the kidney yin and yang also feel frail. There is not much energy or substance to flare them up. Now, let's see what his tongue would tell us. The coating of his tongue is thin, white, slightly slippery, which suggests slight dampness affecting digestion. Dampness is a form of stagnant fluids which often results from consuming too much carbs. The moisture on the surface of this tongue is regular, which indicates balanced body fluids. However, we can observe dryness in the center of the tongue, which reflects a deficiency of stomach fluids, possibly due to heat. Stomach heat is a contributing factor to heartburn in this case. We can also observe prominent elevated edges and ridges on the sides of the tongue, a classical presentation of liver qi stagnation. We often see this sign is associated with moodiness and emotional frustration. We don't want to jump into conclusions, but this definitely is a significant sign in this case. We can also observe slight teeth marks, which suggest spleen qi deficiency leading to fluids retention. Again, this relates to dampness retention in the body. At least partially, his low energy can be attributed to the spleen qi deficiency, as spleen generates qi. Liver qi stagnation in combination with spleen qi deficiency forms a pattern liver invading spleen. Thus, we need to harmonize liver and spleen. Another important feature in this image is the depression at the root of the tongue. This is a sign of kidney qi deficiency. Kidney qi is complicated. It comprises of kidney yin and yang. When both kidney yin and yang are in decline, it is called kidney qi deficiency. And we need to nourish both the yin and yang. Kidney yang also supports spleen qi. Now we can see that it is not spleen qi alone, but there is a contributing factor of kidney yang deficiency that does not give enough support to spleen qi. On the other hand, kidney open into the ears, and high-pitched tinnitus is often due to kidney imbalance. In particular, a high-pitched tinnitus that is worse at night is a sign of kidney yin deficiency. Yin is the dark, moist, cooling qi that the body generates during the night. When kidney yin is in decline, it is unable to generate yin, thus the symptoms become more prominent during this time. Now, the color of this tongue is pink with a slight blue shade. This indicates stagnation of qi or blood. Liver stores blood and nourishes the heart. The edges of the tongue look pale, an indication of qi or blood deficiency. This sign relates to spleen qi deficiency. Spleen qi deficiency fails to produce blood. In terms of texture, we can observe elevated white points on the right side of the tongue, which indicate the progression of liver qi stagnation into accumulation of phlegm. We already noticed the presence of dampness accumulation. Now, if liver qi is unable to move these fluids, over time they cook up into phlegm. Now, let's sum it up. Anxiety in this case is due to liver qi stagnation and heart blood deficiency, which is secondary to liver blood deficiency. Digestive symptoms are due to liver overacting on stomach and spleen. There are secondary elements of phlegm stagnation as well as stomach yin deficiency, which is secondary to liver-stomach imbalance. There is also an underlying kidney yin and yang deficiency, and tinnitus is due to kidney yin deficiency in this case. So the combination of herbs that treats liver spleen and liver stomach disharmony would be chai hu, bupleurum, and baishao, white peonia root. Next, we want to add an herb to nourish heart blood, and the best herb for that would be suan zhaozhan, ziziphus seed. This combination should take care of anxiety symptoms. Next, we want to address the phlegm dampness component. A combination of Banksia pinealia and Fuling poria would take care of that. To support kidney yin, we could choose Hanlian Cao eclipta. It's an herb that nourishes kidney yin, but it does not contribute to dampness, which is often a concern with herbs that nourish yin. Finally, let's add an herb to nourish stomach fluids and stomach yin. Jimu and Namarena can do this for us. Please check out the notes in this video's description for the complete list of herbs in the formula. Now, if you have a health issue and would like to know what your tongue tells on you, please send me the image of your tongue and we'll speak about it next.